Hello friends, and welcome to a new chapter of Black Beauty. I hope you like it and subscribe my channel. Let's go. Ginger and Merrylegs. Now I had to stand up in a stable night and day, except when someone wanted me to work. There were days when I was so full of life that I really could not keep quiet. I jumped and danced and pranced around. There were few times we had our freedom. The carriage never went out on Sundays, so we were turned out into the fields or the orchard. We galloped, rolled over on our backs, and nibbled on the sweet grass. We were talking together under the shade of the large chestnut tree when Ginger began her story. I was taken from my mother early and put with other colts. The man who took care of us never gave me a kind word. I was a high-spirited horse and needed time to exercise. Instead, I was shut up in a stall day after day. I cried to get loose, but no one would listen. There was one old master who seemed rather nice, but he had turned the work over to his son, Samson. One morning he tried to put a new bit in my mouth. It hurt so much. I must have made Samson angry, because he hit me hard with a rein. I reared up on my two hind legs, making him even madder. He began to beat me, so I tried kicking him. Then I galloped off to the end of the field, where I stood under an oak tree and waited. But no one came to get me. The sun grew hot and I felt hungry, but there was not enough grass in the meadow. I longed to lie down, but the saddle was still strapped on. I wanted a drink, but there wasn't a drop in sight. As the sun went down, the old master came out. He spoke gently to me. "Come along, girl, come along." He stayed by my side and patted me while I ate the oats. He saw the blood on my side where his son had hit me. Then he led me quietly to the stable where Samson was waiting. "You have heard this horse," he warned his son. "From now on, stay away from her." The old master then took off my saddle and bridle and spanned me down with care. My back hurt. My mouth felt so bad that I couldn't eat the hay. But my master's words were sweet and soothing. After that he often came to see me. He also gave another man the job of training me. I soon learned what he wanted from me. Then Ginger told me more about the first place she lived. After my breaking in, I was bought by a dealer to match another brown horse. Then we were sold to a rich gentleman in London. Since we were taken to fashionable places in town, we had to wear a bearing rein. It made us hold our heads up higher to look down on others. When we went to a grand party, we waited for hours. If I stamped my foot, I was hit with a whip. You see, our master only wanted us to look good. The driver of the carriage said I was a mean-tempered horse, and soon I became one. I always had pain in my neck, and I began to kick when anyone came to harness me. Finally, they sent me somewhere else. I felt bad for Ginger, but as time went on, she became more gentle and cheerful. One day, James even said, "I do think that Mare is starting to like me." John answered, "Soon she will be as pleasant as Black Beauty. All it takes is kindness." Mr. Bloomfield, a friend of our master, had a large family. Sometimes his children would come and play with Miss Jessie and Miss Flora. When they came, everyone wanted to ride Merrylegs. One afternoon, he had been out with them a long time. James brought him back to the stable, scolding him all the way. "What have you been doing, Merrylegs?" I asked. "Oh," he said, "I taught those children a lesson. They didn't understand that I was getting tired, so I just pitched them off backward." That was the only way they were going to understand. "What?" I said. "Did you throw Miss Jessie or Miss Flora?" "Of course not," he said. "I am very careful with the young ladies and the little children. It is the boys who are upsetting." Even though I was tired, I galloped them about the orchard, putting up with their whips made of sticks. When I could go no more, I stopped. When they took me back to James, they were still carrying their big sticks. He knew what had happened, and he blamed them instead of me. "If I had been you," said Ginger, "I would have given those boys a good kick." "I'm sure you would have," said Merrylegs, "but I would not like to make my master or James ashamed of me. They trust me with the children as much as they trust themselves. I love them too much to hurt them. Besides, if I kicked one of those children, I would be sold in a jiffy, probably to someone not nearly as nice. I hope I shall never have to leave here."